welcome to Monday Night TPK. Hey, welcome. This is Monday Night TPK. Thank you for joining us at our table. My name is Kyle, and I am DMing this 5th edition Real Play Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Around me at the table, there are 4 super excited people who are hopefully going to do more talking during this episode than I am. But I guess we'll see. Matt.
Yes.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Cool. Sam, what's going on?
Well, I'm trying to caffeinate a chocolate bar for the first time, so we'll see what happens.
That can only end in tears and terror, I'm sure.
I'm excited.
Is that so you don't fall asleep while we're recording tonight?
That is correct.
Fantastic.
I did not have my afternoon coffee today.
I'm drinking mine right now.
That's delightful.
Yeah, it's a new flavor. I've never had it before.
Yeah?
I will not
Is it good?
drink that stuff.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Ugh. Java Monster.
Dana.
Mm-hmm.
How's
I do not like coffee either.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
If Rixer could go anywhere in the real world, visit a place, where would Rixer want or be interested in going?
First, a candy factory. And then second, whatever museum has the biggest exhibit of dinosaur fossils. Yeah. Yep.
Is that a recent development, that last one?
I don't know. I just made it up right now. What are you talking about?
Okay. I meant, like
Because I don't know what you mean.
in Rixer's life, his
Oh yeah.
interest in dinosaurs. That's a pretty recent thing.
Yeah. But that's like why it would be the strongest, because it's recent. It's fresh in his mind,
He's living the here and the now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Ryan, have I said hi to you yet?
You have not.
Ryan, how you doing? You're looking a little bit blue today.
I mean, just a little bit in the front, though.
I see what you did.
Just
You
a
took the
little.
thing I was going to say and said it before I could say it, so I can't say it now.
Oh man, did I beat you to the punchline?
You did.
It's almost like that was some kind of like low-hanging fruit. Or at least some sort of berry. Maybe a
blueberry.
maybe a blueberry.
Killed it. It's dead.
Folks, if you can't guess, Ryan has recently dyed some of his hair blue.
It looks cool.
I mean, it does look good on him. He will never admit it himself.
I actually like it.
Oh,
I do.
good. All right,
I might do more.
Yeah.
you
Whoa.
should bleach your whole head
I don't know
and
if Work
then
will allow that. I honestly don't know if Work will allow that.
and then
Show
make
up,
it
see
blue.
what happens.
Yeah.
What's the worst that happens? Like they fire you? No, you get at least a chance to shave your head first.
Yeah.
Make you wear a trucker hat.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. Might want to just get fired
That's-
instead.
No.
That's a bad punishment
No.
right there.
That sounds great.
Can't stand trucker hats. They feel weird on my head.
I don't
I
mind.
don't like it. I don't like it.
Now I know what to get Matt for
I think
Christmas.
it's like the like
The mesh part?
in the back,
Mhm.
like for so your head can breathe. I don't like it. I'd rather just wear a
You
full
know
cap.
how my head breathes? Through my nose and my
Yeah,
mouth.
exactly.
And your ears?
No.
That's not part of the ventilation
Not
system?
that
No,
orifice.
I don't think so.
Not that orifice.
Not
No.
supposed to be. Some
Oh.
people can be. Not supposed to be.
Yikes.
Alright, let's get going.
Were you waiting for that one, Dana?
Yes.
Thanks. Alright, so Sam, I know that you kept very detailed and intricate notes from last episode. Would you be willing to read those notes?
Oh, I would just love to. Last session, to start out, mass confusion ensues. Heading toward the dinosaur pens, we see zombies. Roll initiative. Rixer sees zombies have an upside down blue triangle on their heads. Zombie fighting. Zombies being held together with arrows and skin. Undying zombies? Question mark. Undying zombie dead. Zombie running away with an arrow in its shoulder. Zombie turns to dust. Zombie slayed by Rixer's axe. Zombie gets its jaw shot off. Zombie gets its whole top blown off by radiant power. 3 zombies running, all others in our area dead. Bells still ringing. More trouble awaits.
All right.
We killed some zombies.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, as Sam has said, y'all slaughtered a bunch of zombies. Yeah, dead zombies. And now, well, okay, you killed a bunch of zombies and also a casting of Turn Undead made a bunch of zombies run away to become somebody else's problem, presumably.
Yeah.
The streets in your immediate vicinity have gone silent and still, but you definitely can still hear the ringing of bells elsewhere in the little area you're in. You can hear people shouting. You can hear what sounds like battle elsewhere. What do you want to do? I guess to better describe where you're at, there are buildings on either side of you. It seems like shops. There are a couple now deserted vendor stalls. Looks like selling. One of them is selling food, and another one is selling cooking ware of some sort. There is another overturned cart that looks like it's got fresh fruit in it. It's been kind of scattered everywhere. I think somebody walked on some tables. At what point? Yeah, that was Brielle did that.
Brielle ran over a table, yeah.
And kind of, in the process, kicked over some other goods that were for sale. Up ahead, probably 20, 30 feet, 30 to 40 feet, I guess, from where you guys are, you can see dinosaur pens. And you can see inside of the pen there are numerous dinosaurs of different types that seem to be kind of startled a bit from what has been going on.
I mean, if it's obvious that there's still zombies in the general area, I think maybe we should go after them.
The ones that Gilly hit, I think it was Gilly, the cast Turn Undead.
I sure did.
Yeah, they kind of scattered. 2 of them, I think there were at least 4 of them that ran up, if I remember correctly.
3 or 4, I thought.
3?
3, I think.
Yeah. I know 2 of them kind of ran off in opposite directions, kind of into the alleys. Into the alleys around the streets, and then one of them took off running away from you guys down the road past the dinosaur pens. So they kind of went in different directions.
I'm pretty sure it was 3, because a couple saved, and then Rixer hit one that would have turned away.
Okay, because I'm picturing in my mind where 3 of them went, so that must have been just the 3 that ran away. So the ones that went down the alleys are definitely going to be pretty difficult to track. One of them went straight down past the dinosaur pens. If you guys have your map of the dinosaur pens with number 25, to kind of give you an idea of exactly where you are in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, right there.
May I write it on the map, please?
You may. Those pens are pretty big, so there's a lot of dinosaurs in there.
Yeah, the largest pen that you're seeing immediately, you can see has probably a half dozen triceratops in it, and you can see a pen further to the west, to your right down the road, and you're seeing at least a couple Ankylosaurus in there.
Okay.
and that's what you guys can see.
So they're like zoo type pens, not like individual pens.
Well, not quite zoo type. They're not really like they're like stables, maybe a bit more accurate.
Okay.
So the fencing is not super high, or is it?
Oh, it definitely is because
It's
it's,
really high,
trying to
okay.
keep the dinosaurs out, and the dinosaurs are very large.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't know if they were trained enough that they wouldn't go past the fencing. That's just.
The Triceratops, I mean, are agitated and they're kind of like stomping around inside of the pen,
Okay.
and kind of moving around. The Ankylosaurus, you guys are a little bit further away and can't really see them too much. You can see they're there, but getting a sense of their.
How tall is the fencing? / what is it made of?
The fencing is going to be 15 feet high, and it's made out of mostly like a wrought iron is what it seems to be made out of. Very sturdy, very close together. You can see through it, but it definitely seems it was made for the purpose of not, like if something big were to slam into it, it's not going to go anywhere.
So I can't make one of these dinosaurs my pet and then bust it through the cages.
I mean, a casual observation would suggest that these were built explicitly so that something that can charge really, really well isn't going to be able to just bust on through.
Do I see a gate?
I mean, there's got to be one somewhere.
There, if you go a little bit further, kind of to the left, and follow the fence around with your eye, you're going to see there's a cluster of buildings, and there's going to be a gate kind of right next to one of the buildings.
Do I feel like these dinosaurs are agitated enough that I could not calm one down?
Are you trained in animal
I
handling?
don't think so. I am not.
Go for
So, give me an insight check with disadvantage because you're not explicitly
I
trained in
sure
this.
can. That is cock.
And they're also not in a normal state necessarily because they're zombies.
So the insight check?
Yeah.
That's wisdom. So that'll be a 16.
You feel like it's a big animal that is seeing and hearing a bunch of sounds, like other random people moving around that have got it spooked. So you're thinking maybe if you, a random people to that animal, were to come close, that you would not have a good and easy time trying to calm it down at the moment.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Brielle's gonna gather up her arrows real quick that she could find. Make
Okay.
a perception check. Oof, gross.
During this, I would like to use one of my abilities.
Yeah.
I would like to use my Eyes of the Grave ability,
Okay.
which basically any undead within 60 feet of me, as long as they're not under full cover, I am not aware of.
And 60 feet of you. Okay. So you want a number? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I
here?
can sense them now.
Probably. You can sense. Can you sense their location?
Open your awareness to magically detect undead. You know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you.
Okay. You are getting the feeling for 3. Seems like pretty basic zombies. You know, wearing Uggs, sipping their pumpkin spice latte. Within the 60 feet. You get the idea that one of them is probably the zombie that Gilly cast turn on. One of them. And the other 2 seem to be in like the buildings, or at least maybe the other side of the buildings relative to where you guys are.
I'm going to start going towards the 2 I can sense.
Okay. That's gonna, if we're looking at the map, you're gonna be like going around to the west of the dinosaur pens.
Alright.
How is this an instantaneous thing? Is this an ongoing ability? How does this work?
It lasts until the beginning of my next turn.
So 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's like a radar ping in my mind, or a sonar
Yeah.
ping, like bursts out and you kind of get a feedback. echolocation might even be a good way of describing this.
So I can do it
That's
3
the way I
times,
was kind of
so if I need,
visualizing
if
it,
I
like-
need that, do it again too.
Sure.
It's what it's for. We're not going to lose anything by not having it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna need to necessarily do it again, because now that you're really paying attention for it, why don't you give me a perception check with advantage?
Sure. Perception. I'm
Well, he's
decent.
rolling that, Kyle.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12 on my perception to find my arrows.
How would you fire?
How many did I fire?
Yeah.
6, but I know 1 is definitely gone, and then 1 got cut in half.
Sorry.
So four at the most.
Yes.
You got 4 back.
Oh, sweet.
I just realized my die is probably transparent in places. It looks really cool. Sorry, Ryan.
I got an 18 on my perception.
Yeah, so you gotta start moving in the direction of where you're feeling these 2 zombies, and really kind of listening, trying to be aware of what's going on, and because there's a kind of a cacophony of sounds coming from kind of all directions, just a lot of people yelling,
Right,
and it's a mixture in a lot of cases of like maybe screams of terror and also like battle cries, and things crashing and moving, and you start picking up on what sounds like a person like yelling for help pretty much in the vicinity of where you were able to sense these 2 zombies. And you can definitely feel like it's kind of like in an alleyway behind some buildings that you're, or or some sort of space behind some buildings that you're right next to.
Where's Rexer?
And I was just gonna ask, like, would you be, I guess, like, telling the others in the party that, like, you think there's more in that area at all, or because I guess Rickster would kind of just be like looking around to see if there's more, but would not.
Gotcha.
Brielle's
know
doing the
that.
same thing. She's
Yeah.
scooping up her arrows, and then she kind of eyes where that one ran away that
So-
has her arrow.
That's the one that kept running past the zombie pen.
Yep.
Or
So
the
Brielle
dinosaur
gets a cool eye trick. I get a cool eye trick. I just go white when I use this.
pen. Okay. So what do
You like eye
you?
tricks?
What exactly are you guys doing?
I will point in the direction that I'm sensing them in and say, "There's 2 more over there."
Oh, good. There's more.
Pointing at nothing in general.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Go that way.
There's more.
And now that he's kind of really pointing out the direction, the rest of you guys can maybe like hear somebody kind of around a corner, around an alleyway,
I mean, I have
yelling
a
for
pass
help.
of 16.
Yeah. Rickster's gonna run there as fast as he can.
Yeah, Brielle bolts.
Yeah, you can kind of you're listening for it, and you pass an alleyway, kind of narrow alleyway between 2 buildings, about maybe 6 to 8 feet wide, and you see down at the end of this alleyway there is a man who's been kind of like knocked over, laying on the ground, and there's 2 zombies. Well, one zombie is like kind of on him, and he's got like a foot up on its chest, trying to like push it away, and another zombie is starting to like slowly like move in on him, but seems to like there's like some debris and like some overturned boxes and crates that the zombies like kind of struggling to move through a little bit, that you get the sense maybe was just recently knocked over. So he's only got one zombie on him, but another one like very
Is the zombie that's going towards him closer to us, or is the opposite side of the guy?
closer to you guys. It has
Closer to
its
us?
back to you.
Okay. So I want to run full force, and then kind of go around the one that's in our way. I'm probably gonna take it out, but that's
For
okay.
how narrow
Yeah.
not the hallway, the alleyway is, you would.
Yeah. So I'll like run up, and then I'll do like a wall parkour, bounce off the wall to get around him, and then I want to grapple the one that's over top of the guy with my bow and by the throat and pull him off.
All right. So the first one is going to get an op.
Yep.
As it tries to swing.
How close, I guess, would Brielle and Rickster be like running up towards it? Because like I would think that we'd probably both take off about the same time.
Sure.
So would I be like right behind her?
Yeah.
Okay. So within 5 feet.
Sure.
So they take disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah. That's absolutely a thing that can happen.
Yeah.
that's probably going to be a miss then with the
Your
total
target
of
is-
9.
Yeah, I was gonna say your target's 15 when
Yep.
I'm not using a
Yep.
shield.
Yeah.
My other one, the other one was a 17 on the die. So,
Yeah. I like having protection.
all right. So, what's up, Gilly?
Uh,
Or Samantha?
Gilly wants to cast Sacred Flame on the one that tries to hit my best buddy.
Okay.
Can I double up on that?
Sure, we don't need to go into initiative.
Right.
And then I'm going to let, if Rixer's going to make an attack, because he would get there slightly before Brielle would, because she's going a little bit further.
Yeah,
To
I'm
the other
going past,
zombie.
Yeah, to the other zombie.
So, Zombie is going to make 2 dexterity saves versus Sam, one versus Gilly, one versus Mountwood. Blue die is going to be Gilly, green is going to be Mountwood.
Okay.
Oof. I got an 8 minus 2
Yeah.
on the green, and I rolled a nat 20 on the blue, so an 18.
It's okay, you did it backwards. I'm the blue one, she's the green one.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, so
Hit him.
okay, cool.
You're wearing a green sweatshirt
Like a
too,
three.
so that works good.
I'm sorry, Ryan. What did you?
3, only 3.
All right, I gotta actually start taking notes on
Damage.
hit points on zombies here. So I need a clean page in my notebook. No, I don't. The back of a dirty page will look just fine.
So much for cool imagery, am I right?
All right, so Ryan, you did 3. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Gilly's
Alright.
just slightly misses because he lunged at Brielle as she was jumping off the
Yeah,
wall.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And now Rixer's gonna, I assume, come in with an axe.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna swing his mighty muscular left arm with axe in
Only his
hand.
left arm is muscular.
I mean,
Is he a left-handed?
he's left-handed. They're both muscular, but he's left-handed.
His left one's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, Matt.
So
You're
it's
welcome.
only gonna be a 9 though. I don't remember that.
For a
hits.
zombie, yeah, you hit.
That hits. Okay, cool. And then 8 points of slashing damage, please.
All right. You bring your axe down in a giant gash across its back of its shoulder blade to its just above its hip. But it is still standing. All right. So that moves along to Brielle. With you guys' nice kind of surprise round here, basically, because they weren't paying
Right, they
attention
weren't
to
prepared, yeah.
anybody. Brielle, why don't you? You're doing a grapple, correct?
Yep, grapple.
Okay. So my Zombo is going to do an opposed.
That was really bad though.
Oh,
Well.
That's a 6.
Ooh, I have a 7.
Oh.
I rolled a
Oh.
6.
the most
I rolled a 2.
awkward grapple attempt ever.
Yeah.
Just
So
flailing at each other.
you kind of come around behind it and attempt to like kind of choke it out with your bow is the idea. And your bow makes contact. What Brielle doesn't account for is just how decomposed this zombie is.
Oh, gross.
And she goes to like kind of like grip it tight with like her bow, and like the skin just kind of like sloughs off at the throat, and like its bottom jaw just sort of like falls off, and like just the slickness of it and the gore, like she just loses her grip and kind of stumbles back a little bit,
She kind of hits the wall and
and it definitely wasn't expected.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
And I don't feel we need to necessarily go into initiative, but the zombies are going to have a chance now. The one that's going to be right next to not Mountwood, but Rixer
Yeah, right in front of him.
is going to just turn around in place, and it's going to make an attack against Rixer.
Okay, bring it.
Oh, it's already there.
Okay.
Unless that's a crappy roll. I'm going to assume that a 10 isn't going to hit Rixer.
Nope.
Alright, so it tries to flail around and hit Rixer, but it's also still it's kind of like there's boxes everywhere and it's having a hard time navigating. It looks like maybe it's got like a busted ankle, so it's not moving very efficiently. The one that was just attempted to be grappled by Brielle, I'm gonna roll a die to see whether or not it turns to attack Brielle or if it continues with the NPC.
We should
Sounds
refer
reasonable.
to that zombie as Lucy Jawless.
Lucy Jawless.
Sure.
Consider it done.
Yes.
Lucy Jawless. Alright, it is going to go after actually the NPC again.
Crap.
And now it's starting to make tackles against the NPC.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, you just gave this NPC stats and the ability to die.
Crap.
Oh, that's a leaner.
Just don't name it.
Oof, that's a 2 on the die. So, I'm giving this NPC an AC of 10 because,
Commoner.
yeah.
Yeah, comedy. Yeah.
The zombie is a little bit staggered by Brielle's impromptu failed botched attack. Takes a swing at the guy, and he is able to just kind of like roll out of the way a little bit and continues to kind of like kick it back just to keep it out of reach. Which, yes.
Gilly's ready to do a thing.
All right. What is Gilly gonna do? Followed just after by Mountwood.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Gilly's really sick of zombies stuff. So, does she still have visual on the one that Brielle is attempting to thwart?
Lucy Jawless.
Lucy Jawless, I
Lucy
apologize.
Jawless.
It's a pretty narrow alleyway. She has eyes on it. Depending on what you're gonna do, there might be too many bodies in the way to target the one that.
Plus the environmental stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff
Would
I had
a
to jump
flash
over.
of light be able to streak through and hit the zombie?
I think it depends on what the spell is because of
It's
how.
guiding bolt.
I would have you do that with. It would have partial cover. I'll do half cover, just because there's people in the way. Unless you have something else.
Oh, it's Sacred Flame then.
Yeah. Sacred Flame you could do just by seeing it.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Gilly's gonna Sacred Flame the zombie attacking the commoner,
Lucy Jawless.
Lucy Jawless.
Lucy Jawless.
All right. So yeah, she can definitely do that without any kind of penalties.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 6.
Excellent. We're gonna go ahead and slap a little radiance on Lucy here.
Oh my goodness, I found a picture.
Excellent.
Lucy Jawless?
How would a 3?
I just sent it to.
I mean,
A 3 of radiance.
it's not awesome,
No,
but
it's not. But it's a 3 of radiance.
it definitely seems like it's not expecting to be hit with sacred fire.
Sure.
So it's got that going for it.
I mean, is anybody expecting?
To be hit by sacred fire.
I love it.
Ryan, what's going on?
Don't want to spam the same thing over and over again, so I'm going to cast my Toll the Dead, ring my bell on my staff, and they have to make a wisdom save. The first one that I attacked, there with Sacred Flame, that
Sure.
Brielle ran by.
Sure. You said I have to make a wisdom save?
Yes.
I can do that. Zombies are known for their wisdom.
That's true.
Its final total was a 0.
So he doesn't have all his HP, right?
He does not have all his HP.
D12. Oof.
That's a 1 on the
That's a
die.
1.
Oh, shame.
1 necrotic damage.
Well, I mean, I think you see, like, I don't know, a little bit of, like, a toenail fall off.
Don't try to make it better.
Sorry, Ryan. It's already, like, a kind of, I don't know, gray area in terms of describing how some of these spells work. It loses a toenail. It just sloths right off. It's kind of gross.
Oh.
Who did I say was next?
I think
Rixer.
went next.
Rixer's up next.
Alright, let's use the axe again. 20 is a total to hit.
That's just barely a miss.
Oh, jeez. And then 11 points of damage to the one that I had already slashed. That's standing in front of me.
So... Okay.
Okay.
What's it look like when you kill it?
I mean, it looks like it's in 2 pieces probably, because I already cut it pretty good.
Sure.
And there's going to be some fluid I'm not sure what color it
Ooh,
would be.
fluid.
Yeah, would it be green? Would it be red? I don't know.
Oh.
But it would be a little bit gory, yeah.
It cuts
That's what it
to a
would look
picture
like.
cutting up some dinosaur steaks.
Just like scene wipe, and you guys are now like in the inn again, having dinner prepared. All right, that is a re-dead zombie.
A re-dead.
Brielle,
Yes.
what you doing?
So I'm about probably 5 feet away from this guy now.
You're adjacent, yeah.
Yeah. So she's gonna quickly drop her bow and pull her sword out, and as she's pulling out, make a swipe
Sure,
at the zombie.
that's a thing she can do.
It's going to be, I believe, a 16 to hit.
You got it.
That'll be a total of 8 damage.
All right. Now that you have like really actually hurt the zombie,
Yeah.
it is going to turn and make an attack
That's what
against
I
you.
wanted.
Still within 5 feet of Rickster?
No,
Mm-mm.
No.
he's probably 10 to 15 feet further
Yeah.
up the hallway,
Okay,
or up
okay.
the alleyway.
Just wanted to check.
That's the wrong D20. I'm going to use the blue 20 because I want this to hit. Hey, here we go. That'll be an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sweet. So,
Gilly is getting upset.
ooh. The zombie kind of turns around and just completely backhands Brielle, inflicting 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright, no problem.
And like its hand definitely leaves like some goo and slime. This zombie seems to be particularly rotten and moist. That's right, it is moist.
Ooh.
Gilly, you you can definitely
like it.
see further down the alleyway as Brielle takes a hand to the back of the hand to the face.
Great. Well, if Gilly's eyes could fill with fire, they would. And she's really over it. So she's gonna cast Guiding Bolt
Oof.
on the zombie, Lucy.
All right. Now that the other zombie is no longer standing, I feel like things are not as crowded, and you can get a pretty clear shot.
Perfect. 15.
That's a hit.
Okay. 1, 6, 7, 12. That would be 12 points of radiance.
All right.
4 times greater than the radiance it was hit prior.
So, remind me again the color. I'm sorry, of your radiance. Yours is kind of a bright, sunny yellow.
Yeah, yellowish gold, very
gold.
very bright, very sparkly.
So this ball of like glittering sunlight launches itself down this otherwise relatively dark alleyway, and it hits this zombie square in the not quite the back, more like
Right in square in the butt.
sure you really want this.
I mean, you might be twisted a little bit because she just
Well,
took a
that's
swing at
and that's
me.
what I'm picturing. Yeah, like just in the butt, like right in the buttocks, the actual muscle itself, which is partially exposed because a lot of the skin's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Completely obliterates the lower third of this zombo, and gore and blood and darker miscellaneous decomposition fluids
Yeah.
go flying everywhere. Some of it is actually incinerated by the holy energy of this glittering fireball, but a lot of it also gets all over Brielle. And even more of it gets all over the dude that you're saving.
At least he's alive.
Yeah, he is alive. And definitely shaken, but
Not stirred.
Sorry. Thanks, Dana.
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight.
Episode title.
It's good.
Shaken, not stirred. And he begins trying to talk to you. At first, it seems like almost out of habit, he's speaking in what the language you've come to know as Omoan, but quickly switches over to Common. And thank you so much. I thought for sure I was dead. That was terrifying. They came out of nowhere, and I was trying to flee, and they just thank you so much. Thank you so much. What can I do to repay you? What I have? And he starts patting himself down. I thought I had some money. What can I do? Thank you so much.
Brielle just starts shaking her head and waving her hands and saying basically no.
Come to my shop later. Once all this is clear, and I will help you. I'm sure I have something that you can use. Is this in game
Does
or?
he not say the name of his shop?
I was gonna say Gilly's gonna stride up and be like, nailed it! What's the name of your shop?
Well, my name is Gil, and I have a. Oh crap!
Gil, you say?
Oh, you're Gilly.
I'm Gilly!
Wow, what are the odds?
Weird.
That's amazing! I'll never forget that name, Gil.
Yeah, I have a survival shop.
Survival.
Yes!
All the things that someone may need to go into the jungle with.
I love surviving.
I do too, and I'm so glad I get to do it for another day, hopefully.
Hooray! Let us rejoice. Where is your shop?
He'll give you directions to, like, basically the other side of a doorway that's like, right there. Like, he just came out the door and was attacked by zombies.
What's that store that your dad really likes?
Jay's?
No.
Cabela's.
Cabela's.
He's basically got a Cabela's.
He doesn't know what that is.
Brielle doesn't say that because
Oh.
Brielle can't talk.
I mean, he
I'm
says
asking Kyle.
he said it's a survival shop. You'll have to go see.
It's a Cabela's.
I'm gonna try to tear off part of
Cabela's
my
is not
purple
a sponsor of
fabric
TPK.
I have there.
Do you tear it, or do you have like a dagger or something to cut it?
I don't think I have a dagger.
Here you
don't
go.
have a dagger?
Rickster will hand you one.
I'm surprised I haven't picked up a dagger. Huh.
I need that back though.
Everyone hands you a dagger.
Sorry, all I have is this mace. Not good for cutting. Good for smashing.
Cut one little piece off, hand it to him, clean himself off, and hand one to Brielle.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, sir. And he'll take that's a very nice cloth. And then wipe his face clear of the zombie goo.
Brielle will do the thank you sign and then clean herself off.
And then he kind of like gets back to his feet, and he looks like maybe like he twisted an ankle, but seems to be able to like hobble a little bit.
Oh no.
Rickster will like offer his arm like to support him to help him walk back to his shop if he allows Rickster to do it, I guess.
He'll like if you kind of help him up a little bit, he'll definitely take your right hand with a thanks, and say that like the back door of the shop is like right here,
Okay.
basically like 15 feet away.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in here and bar the door
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
and maybe once all this is settled, you guys come back and we can work something out. I want to show you my thanks.
You got it, Gil.
Okay.
Way to survive.
Thank you, Gilly.
Yeah. Finger gun.
He's like, I don't know what that reference is, but that's okay.
That's alright. It's a cool little move.
And he'll like sort of do it back, but a little bit like stiff and like pointing in different directions, like ha ha pointing.
That's cool. You're cool, Gil. I like you.
I'm gonna go in here now.
Go.
Thank you.
Be surviving.
And you hear like the door closes, and you hear like a thud as like a bar is probably like closed on it.
Might want to pull a table up.
You hear a screech.
Is the bell still ringing and chaos still ensuing?
The bells are still ringing. You're hearing a lot fewer people shouting.
Okay.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that could be good or that, but could be bad.
I'm pretty sure at this point that other zombie has gone out of radar range, but I have a few uses left, so sure, I'll ping.
You're gonna just like actually like sonar. 60 feet?
60 feet.
You don't pick up any undead within 60 feet.
Nothing nearby.
Nothing near us?
Nothing near us.
Uh-oh.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can hear combat anyway
Sure.
nearby? I had a pretty good perception, so unless I roll jump, no, that's not too bad. Perception, that is going to be a 16.
The I don't know, the area is by no means silent. You're not hearing really any like panicked screams or yelling. Here and there, you've actually heard like a few like, yeah, take that, and like just generic victory cries.
Right.
And as you guys are kind of standing there, kind of collecting yourselves, and you've helped Gil back to his back door of the store. And maybe, you know, Mountwood is doing his sensing, and kind of you guys are getting ready, basically, to see what you're moving on. The sound of the bells does stop.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean that
When the
they're
bells
gone?
stop, you see Brielle's body lax a little bit where it was more tense before.
I think we're clear.
Oh, that's too bad. That was kind of fun.
I'm sure we'll have more to fight when we
Okay.
get into the jungle.
Right, there's zombies in the jungle.
Yeah.
And one thing you guys have noticed is that all of the zombies you've killed so far have had the same blue triangle tattoo on the forehead.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why would a zombie need a tattoo? They don't care. I mean, they don't care what they look like. Have you seen them?
Let me think about it.
Are they tailless and jabby?
I'm gonna
So reference you
roll
don't get.
a
You don't
religion.
watch credit roll.
Sure.
I got a 4.
Oof.
So that's a 9. 8. Counting.
I mean, taking like, triangles in and of themselves can be used in a religious way in terms of creating runes, and there's symbolism of, like 3 things coming together for a whole, etc., etc. But specifically, like blue triangle on a zombie's forehead, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on the triangle, or is it just a triangle on their
It's
forehead?
upside down, right?
It is just an upside down triangle.
It's just an inverted triangle.
Got it.
There you go.
Brielle wouldn't know anything about it. And then I'm gonna make a check.
I mean, one of the arrows Brielle retrieved was from like dead center.
Right from dead center, yeah. Yes, my darling. You're staring at me.
I was staring at you. You're just so handsome.
What's up, babe?
I'm just staring at you because you're so handsome.
So hearing all clear, Gilly's gonna stroll up to the back door of the survivor shop and go, guess who?
We're not zombies.
That's just what a zombie would say.
Come on, Gil.
Go around the front.
Okay.
I feel like that's from something, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a bit. Yeah. So, what y'all doing?
Walking around to the front of the shop,
Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
I mean, that's what Gilly's gonna do.
Brielle's gonna keep her ears open though for anything else. Even though the bells have stopped, that doesn't mean there's not anything hiding. So
Okay.
she's just gonna stay on guard.
Cool. So you guys are able to kind of go around the front of the building, and sure enough, there is a hand-painted sign over a doorway that says Gil's Survival. The door is currently closed, and it looks like there are shutters over the windows which have been closed and locked.
See a doomsday prepper.
Guess who?
All right, thank you. Hold on. No, and you can hear like, and you can hear like bars being slid, and after a couple seconds, the door opens, and it's good old Gil standing there, a little bit awkwardly, like his ankle hurts.
Oh, Gil. You doing all right?
Oh, I'll be fine. Come on in. I know the bells have stopped, but sometimes some undead linger if they're not caught right away. So we should probably stay inside where it's safe.
Good plan.
And he'll kind of like rush you guys in and close the door behind you.
Brielle lets everybody else go first, and she pans around to watch and make sure.
You see a couple more people start to emerge from different areas. with carrying swords and a couple of shields and wearing leather armors in small groups, and they seem to be, I don't know, in a semi-relaxed position, like
Right.
they feel like they're kind of victorious.
Okay.
But you don't see any like zombies anywhere.
Okay. She'll walk in backwards,
And,
just still keeping an eye,
and he
and then close the door behind her.
Yep, he doesn't really comment. He keeps the door closed. He doesn't like rebar it, and you can see there's a bar that he can slide back and forth.
Rickster would ask, how often are there zombies? And the bells and everything.
It varies. Sometimes we'll get attacked a couple times a week, but then we'll go sometimes a couple months without hearing anything or seeing anything. It seems like the past week or so, almost once a day, we've been attacked by some force of zombies or another. I usually try to just lock myself in, and I've never been much good with a sword myself. I'll leave the defense to those who can fight.
Fair enough.
So, do they always have the silly tattoo on their forehead?
The blue triangle.
Yeah.
As far as I know, almost all of the zombies, almost all of the undead in the jungles have the tattoo.
Oh, why?
He'll shake his head. I don't exactly know. There's a story. Seems like more of a ghost story or a story you tell children, but a long time ago, supposedly someone rose an army of the dead to attack a city in the peninsula, but was defeated. And when he was defeated, his army just got set loose into the jungles.
Oh, okay.
And he just kind of like thinks about it for a second and just sort of shrugs.
Maybe we can inquire more at the Temple of Savras once we go back there.
Brielle nods her head. She also signs something to Gilly.
Good question. I'm so sorry. My friend was talking to me. Whose army got sent loose into the jungle?
He'll think on it for a second. Ross something.
Oh.
Ross. Oh, what is the name? It's like a boogeyman. Ross Nisi?
Okay.
I don't much believe it, but then the dead are here. So I don't know. I sell my wares. I live my life. I don't go much into the jungle if I don't have to.
Okay.
I just help prepare others on their journey.
Fair enough. Well, my friend has a very good question here. Has anyone tried to track where they came from?
Oh, maybe. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
It is extremely dangerous in the jungle. Only the foolish enter it willingly. But then I cater to those fools, so who am I to judge?
Fair enough. Wow, nice wares you got here.
Oh, thank you. And you look around and you see, I mean, all kinds of survival-related goods, traditional stuff that you probably have on your back, like that you would put into adventures packs. You see almost everything in the adventuring gear page of the player's handbook. You see some actually like canoes, kind of like strapped upright against a wall. You see under a glass case a selection of machetes. It looks like. You see pots full of. If you kind of like are snooping around looking, you can pick up a lid and clay pots full of oils. I mean, fishing poles, block and tackle, Anything you think of for survival, he's probably got it here.
Here's a question. Out of game. How much accumulated money do we have?
Together?
Yeah.
Do you want to just add up gold? Not worry about silver and copper?
Sure.
Okay. I have 68.
49.
107.
Because we already have one big expense coming
Yeah.
up. So
Maybe we can get a good price on a canoe, though, for saving his life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should take the monetary reward.
But he might give us a discount.
Or a
Okay, so
canoe.
our accumulation is 298.
And we need at least
We
150.
need 150. So that leaves us with 148.
Canoes are, I think, about
50 each.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we for sure need the canoes. That's, from what I understand, our biggest expense.
Right. Did we decide that we need 2?
I think that
She
would
said
be
that we
best.
could probably fit all in one, but it's going to be tight. So we probably should get 2.
Okay.
That way, we also have room for carrying gear and anything that we find out there.
Right.
And if something
We
were to
don't-
happen to one of them,
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, how much did you say after we paid?
We have
you?
148 after we pay Iku.
And then after buying 2 canoes, we'd have probably 48. Okay.
unless we get a good discount.
Mhm.
We also need bug spray
Yeah.
and water catchers. Are there water catchers?
Would Gilly know what a water catcher looks like?
That came out of my mouth, and I'm like,
Brielle
you know
would.
what? I don't know if Gilly would know what that is.
Brielle would. Make a perception check.
Gilly's just going, water
19.
catchers, water catchers.
Yeah, you can see them. They're currently folded up because essentially what you're looking at, if it was out and open, it would be a 5-foot square leather tarp
Yep.
with a wooden frame with legs that can be just kind of set flat, and the water kind of condenses along the center of it. And it looks like he has a type that can basically, like, you collapse the frame and the legs, and the leather kind of wraps around it to kind of be like a bundle to carry it.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it would take, a couple minutes, but you would just open it up and he's
How
got.
did you say they were?
When it's fully extended,
Extended.
it's a 5-foot square.
Okay, that's pretty big. So
So
that we
how-
would only need one.
Think so?
Do you have a price on that?
It's listed as 1 gold piece, and if you were to inquire, he would tell you that it can capture 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall,
Wow.
and it will hold a total of up to 8 gallons of water
Yep.
before it starts spilling over the edges.
Rain catchers are sweet.
And it
5-foot ones. Yeah, hold
from
a lot.
we've only been here what 2 days, and it's rained at least once. If not
We had like a
4 days.
really heavy pour that lasted a short time, and then we had a decent rain.
It's been, today so far, it's actually been very little rain, or a little bit of a mist here and there. But the previous day, the day you guys arrived, it was basically like sprinkling lightly all day long, and then you had a couple times where it was just a downpour.
Right. So it's not like it's gonna go days without raining or anything. Okay. So yeah. I think
And this
that
is
would be
like
good.
an Amazonian kind of jungle, right? So you assume it would probably rain a lot, even if it's in just short spurts.
So we need one of those and some bug spray.
He'll tell you that he has 2 different types of insect repellent. He has a block of incense that will, I'll get to any discounts in a bit, but is listed as 1 silver piece. When lit, it burns for 8 hours and repels normal insects within a 20-foot radius centered on it. Or he has a gourd, or clay pots rather, of a salve, which are 1 gold piece apiece. Each pot contains 20 applications of an odorless grease. 1 application protects its wearer against normal insects for 24 hours. The salve is waterproof and doesn't wash off in the rain.
Oh.
So maybe we want to get some of both.
I mean, we could get both.
And I'm thinking
Because
like
the block would be good for like when we're camping.
yeah.
And the salve would be
exactly.
good while we're traveling.
Mhm.
As long as it doesn't rain. Or we put it under something.
It doesn't
while we
wash
let it
off
go.
in the rain. Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
the
the
block.
The block. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Because
I'm
the
sorry.
incense is gonna.
We could buy extra tarp
Mhm.
to tarp because we're gonna want to tarp something over our campfire anyway, so it doesn't get put out.
Right.
Yeah, he has got
That camp does
tarps.
not find out how this works. Yeah, you put a high tarp over everything,
Mhm.
and then you but so that the smoke still travels up and out.
Mhm. Yeah, if it's high enough, then
Yeah,
it's still
it
cool
keeps the
around.
rain off, but the smoke doesn't get in your face.
So we know that we're going to be in the jungle for at least 2 weeks, right? Because it's 1 week there.
No, it's
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Two
Two
weeks
weeks
there.
in, 2 weeks out.
Okay, so we know we're going to be
4
for at least
weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 weeks before we hit another city or whatever that place is that we're
Right.
The
going.
Oracle place.
Right,
Yeah.
which may or may not have this kind of stuff.
Right.
So I'm just thinking like how much we might want to make sure to get.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Right.
Woo! Makes great radio. So, well, we could always get. How long do the blocks?
8 hours.
It burns for 8 hours or whatever it does. The block.
The incense block burns for 8 hours. So here's what I think we're doing and where we're at. We're at about an hour,
Oh, yeah.
and I feel like shopping makes for bad radio.
Oh, yeah.
It sure
Yeah.
does.
So we are going to do a little bit of shopping off the air, and when we come back next week, we're going to have a recap of all the awesome things we decided to buy. I know the suspense is going to be nearly unbearable. If you want to tweet at us and guess how many blocks of incense we're going to purchase, you may do so. You can tweet at us at Monday Night TPK. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for the same username, Monday Night TPK.
We're also on the YouTubes. Did you say?
Oh, yeah. We are on the YouTubes. Hopefully, eventually, there will be some good content posted there. Right now, it's just another place to find our posted episodes. Yeah, am I forgetting anything, folks?
Above the Table Games.
Oh, right. On the YouTubes, it is at Above the Table Games, which is our grand plan is to eventually have other gaming stuff up there in addition to Monday Night TPK. All right. So, again, let us know how many pots of salve we're gonna buy, and we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Bye.
I'm really upset my burrito turned to soup.